Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marines Disquisition. And the lady in the background, that's Pearl Bailey. And her song, A 5-Pound Box of Money. I want to tell you, you got to hear this song all the way through. I'll have to listen to it after the show today. It sounds like a hoot. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Bob Chapman with us, the international forecaster. And, Bob, don't you wish there was a Santa out there could bring us a 5-pound box of real money?
Well, it beats 5 pounds of chocolates, that's for sure.
Amen. Amen.
Well, you know, a lot of those old songs are so great, and you can understand what they're talking about, which is novel. And some of the music going back into the teens and 20s of the last century through the 30s and 40s, and we've had some wonderful music in America.
Only in America. The rest of the world has kind of like duplicated it. From Sochi, Russia, the following question. Mr. Chapman, where's that? I lost it. Regrettably, the United States dollar is reserve currency at the present time. However, even here, people question the validity of the U.S. dollar. Do you think that there's going to be a new world reserve currency brought forth in the near future? And obviously, you believe in owning gold and silver. I hear you pound on it several times. Drew even mentions it when he is on our local radio station here once a week. Who do you feel could possibly come forth with a possible reserve currency that the world could look at?
Well, no one. The problem is the only currency in the world with some backing in gold is the euro, and that's probably around 6 or 7%. And so I don't believe that that would serve well, and that's because it is not strong enough with a gold backing. I think what they're going to have to do, and I proposed this a number of times, is they're going to have to use the G20 currencies on a weighted basis in a currency trading unit that would trade 24/7. And they would also have to back it with 10 to 15% gold. And that would work for international trade. Whether that's going to happen or not, well, I just don't know. And I do know that there's going to be a big realignment of currencies, and the reason why is that none of the currencies that are available work. I've just done a survey on the performance of 13 major currencies versus gold. And over the past 10 years, they've lost anywhere between 400 and 200%. So we'll say 325% on average they have lost. Wait a minute, 300, 200, 300. Well, let's put it at 185%, and that stinks. I mean, why would anybody want to buy a currency that went down 185% on average in the top 13 in the world when you could have gold? What did gold do? It went from $525 to $1,224 an ounce. Currencies didn't do that. They went the other way. So there's your answer. It's pretty simple. And it's going to keep that way as long as governments, central banks, continue to do what they're doing. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out.
Mr. Chapman, Andrew Jackson is quoted as saying in 1836, if Congress has the right under the Constitution to issue paper money, it was given to be used by themselves in Congress, not to be delegated to the individuals or the corporations of the American people. Do you feel as strongly today as Andrew Jackson felt then about a statement, such a broad statement?
Well, even more so. because he was one of the few people who really understood where this was all headed. We had Jefferson and the Adams, and they all felt the same way as well. And so, we're looking at a situation where nothing fits the bill that's available presently. And, when I'm here talking 18 to 12 months from now maybe, we'll have a devaluation. I mean, that's not very good. The only place to be is in gold. And I've been saying this on this program for 4 years, and everybody who listened made money. And they kept the value of the money that they had. If you want to lose your money, it's okay. Go buy currencies. Stay in the currency that you're in, the dollar.
I can attest to that. We had a United States Marine sergeant re-enlist last year and call into the. He didn't call in the show. He IM'd us into the show and doubled his enlistment bonus. He is now a staff sergeant, and he basically walks around now, DI there in San Diego with a big, smart grin on his face. And then from Bob Chapman, he would have lost his enlistment bonus, and now he's got over twice as much just from listening to the radio show on A Marines Disquisition. And he wants to send Bob Chapman kudos to let him know that he still believes in everything that Bob Chapman has to say right now. With that said, I've got a question here from the pop-up came up. Mr. Chapman, Obama has announced fees on large banks to help recover bailout funds. What does this mean?
Well, it means that they want to charge the banks, the 50 largest banks, about $125 or $150 billion to make up the losses on the TARP program. And what they don't talk about is that the banks are going to just pass it on. And they're also talking about a tax on, transactions in the market. And the only, for the most part, the public's going to pay that. Now, I know there are professional traders, et cetera, and they'll pay too, but the point is, it's just another tax and on the general public. And then, I don't know if I discussed this last week on the program, but did I discuss the hearings that are being held this week in regard to the U.S. government interfering with the pensions and retirement funds of individuals? Did I discuss that, Drew? Do you remember?
I don't recall. No, sir.
Okay, well, I have to ask because they do so many programs, they get a little wacko at times. The Treasury Department and the Labor Department are proposing that the U.S. government in some way create an annuity where retirement funds can go into that annuity and the government will guarantee them an interest rate, probably 3.5% or 4% or something. And that money will be used to buy treasuries or fund treasury bills, notes, and bonds of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Ginnie Mae, and FHA. Now, they can't take the money out of the investments because if they do that, the bond market and the stock market will go down. So I'm only guessing here. If they were to do anything, what I believe they would do is, in all probability, enact a voluntary program where people would commit part of their retirement to these annuities. And the Fed would say to the buyers of the treasuries and agency securities that these commitments would collateralize the bonds so that if there was ever a default on the bonds, that the accounts of these people who were annuitized would cover the losses. Now, first of all, I don't know that they're going to do anything. They're fishing around to see what kind of reaction they get. The major media has not touched it. Nothing. I saw one piece in Business Week, and that was it.